My name is Bia Stengo. Welcome to Book Chat. This evening I wanted to talk to you about a really cool book that I read recently called What We Keep. And it is 150 people share the one object that brings them joy, magic, and meaning by Bill Shapiro and Naomi Wax. What We Keep. So this is a really cool book. I read the introduction, and in the introduction they talk about in our world where we're dealing with climate change, we have tornadoes and hurricanes and earthquakes and fires, and people lose so many belongings that they had in their lives. We sometimes talk about the things that we would keep or the things that we would grab and take before we had to evacuate our houses. There's also a big movement now with the simplifying your lives, cleaning up your lives, like Maria Kondo, and the tiny house movement, have fewer possessions, fewer things. And so with that as an inspiration, they started thinking about this whole idea. The other thing is they went to a yard sale and they found a beautiful locket with an inscription inside, a love inscription inside, dated 9/11. They asked the owner if she knew the reason for the inscription, and she didn't know anything about it. It was her old uncle's house, and she was just helping him get rid of the junk, and he had relocated to Texas. So those are the inspirations for the book, that they found a really interesting and somewhat cherished object at a jumble sale, and also our lives of downsizing and simplifying and what would we take in a disaster. So with that in mind, they wrote this book, and they collected 150 stories from 150 people from all over the country about what they would keep. And so this one is kind of cool. This woman has a piece of rope, and she said her life seemed kind of pointless, and then she started trying this slack line, is what she calls it, slack line. And it all started with one small piece of rope that she felt like she was walking on a rubber band, and went to her traveling all over the world. So this small piece of rope made her life way less ordinary than it had been before. And there are others that maybe are not quite so profound, but still just as important. This little guy right here, his name is Gizmo, and when the woman was growing up, she was afraid of monsters, and so Gizmo protected her from the monsters under her bed. And right here, this is a badge from an Eagle Scout pin that the man said that not all Boy Scouts grow up to be Eagle Scouts, but the motto is be prepared. And he says that that motto has stayed with him his whole life, and it's helped him in many situations. And so he really appreciated that and loved that object. So this book is full of just absolutely beautiful, heartwarming, precious stories that you'll find, and very moving. And some of them are super fun. Here's a glass with a Batgirl on it, and her father won it in a competition at a contest somewhere. And he said that she and her sister had to share it, and they had a complicated system of rules worked out because each one coveted that glass so much. And then she ended up with it, and this object that she would have died for when she was a kid now just holds her soda. So it's kind of fun, sometimes irreverent, but these are things that people find really, really precious. This was a really fun story too. And the caption is, I was brainwashed by my father at an early age. And it's about a young boy who has an LA Dodgers jacket. And his father, his father brainwashed him into being an LA Dodgers fan. And it wasn't until years later, when he was grown up, that he realized what the significance of the Dodgers were for his father. And it was because the Dodgers were the first people to sign on Jackie Robinson as a baseball player, breaking the color barrier in baseball. So it meant a lot to his father, and then meant a lot for him, and he kept it with him when he moved out of the house. And then one day, now he's a father, and his son finds this jacket, and he says, "Hey, Dad, what's this jacket for?" And he says, "Can I have it?" And he says, "Sure." And it fit him, and now the kid loves the jacket and loves the Dodgers just like him. So some awesome stories in this book, collected by these two writers, and it's just a really fun and inspiring read, and I hope you check it out. So thanks for listening, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.